In this video today, we are going to be taking a look at some of the coolest and latest news that's happened in Riftbound in the last week. And we're starting off with an insane piece of news. A Riftbound card has sold for 100,000. Six-figure sale. It is the champion prize from the Houston event won by Dwale. As a side note, Dwale won that with a nanny deck, and I bought his guide on Metafight. It was a very good guide. I enjoyed it. Definitely helped me a lot during set one. Robert Riftbound Stanley, middleman for a lot of the people who win the best of metal cards at these events. They go to him and he helps them find a buyer to sell the cards to. And from what I see, a lot of cards have been sold for quite a lot. I've seen some cards selling for like up to 20, 30k. But seeing a Riftbound card sell for 100,000, a six-figure sale, is absolutely crazy. Shows how good a start Riftbound is off to. The demand for the game's crazy. Not just the competitive side, but the collector's side. Obviously, with this card, it's the first champion prize from the first Western event. It's a one of. The card's absolutely beautiful, just an incredible art. It's not even a card that gets used competitively. I don't think I've ever actually seen someone use this card in the game. It's an okay card, but the fact that the collector side of the game is so big as well, and we've got things like Ultimate Baron coming out right now, it's really exciting and says a lot about the strength of the game. If you like these type of videos, I'm going to try to do these once every week or two, depending on how much news there is coming out. But yeah, if you like these type of videos, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Every day I'm putting out videos for you, from deck guides, analysis, tutorials, talking about the latest news, tier lists, things like this. I really do appreciate the support, and I do read all the comments. So, crazy bit of first news, six-figure sale, amazing. Let's go on to the next bit. Randy TCG, one of the goats of the community, very, very good. Like, I say pro player because how do you define a pro player in Riftbound right now? But he's a very high level player. He's been doing really well at a lot of events. And Riftbound Report, one of the goated resources, like channels as well, in Riftbound, run by Marshall, put this together. So Randy has put a picture of all the pre-release kits that are available in China right now. Obviously, they don't come to the West till for about a month, but these are the pre-Rift kits you'll be able to use at your pre-Rift events. Randy posted a picture, and Marshall from the Riftbound Report put together the graphics for it. So we're going to have a quick look. I will do a video dedicated to the pre-Rift kits and give my advice. Obviously, you do get 5 packs on top of these, which does matter. But yeah, like I say, I'll be talking about these in a separate video, so we're not going to go crazy in depth here. The Vi one, I don't think at initial looks the Vi one looks particularly amazing. It kind of lacks a bit of synergy. I do think Yellow's got some crazy stuff in this. When a player plays a unit here, they pay 1 to buff it. That's probably okay on Vi. That's pretty good, that Valley of Idols. I think that could definitely see its way into some different decks. But yeah, I don't think that Vi pre-riff's that good. Diana, she's definitely looking at her, got some annoying cards. Eclipse looks decent. Giving a unit, is it +4 this turn? Crescent Strike's good. Bewitching Spirit's a really annoying one. Starcross. Moonlight Affection, give a unit -10 this turn. That's pretty crazy. And it can't be defied. Could be not so fasted though. But yeah, Diana one's got a lot of the cards that look pretty good, I would say. So that's definitely a solid one. Kha'Zix. I wish these gave the signature spells, but I understand why not. This one looks okay. Grim Resolve's pretty solid. I think you have to bear in mind at these pre-rifts that some of these are just going to perform better than they would in the normal release. Like Orange wasn't that great in set 2, but it was good at the pre-rifts where you had the Yone card. Jin, I feel like he's surely not going to be great. Yeah, you've got a few spells that are more than 4, but I feel like Jin is just going to need Jin's going to need more options in my opinion, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't think the Jin one looks particularly great. It does have that Murderous Artist though, which is a crazy card. The Master Yi one looks the best so far in my opinion. The Moss Stomper and the Gem Hand Hunter are very good early cards for him. Combat experience is great. With Soul Sword, he's got a really good chosen champ. He's got lots of options to get him XP, so he could easily get to that. if you can draw the chosen Yi champ, that's a 12 energy one, you're probably winning your pre-rift. But yeah, that one looks really solid, I would say. Ivern looks okay. He's got a decent mix of stuff. Probably a bit harder to play though if people aren't used to it. And then we've got, oh no, let me just skip through. So we've had Ivern, Yi, Jin, Car. I think Diana and Yi look the best. Probably them followed by Ivern. Then maybe Car, then Jin, then Vi. But I could be completely wrong. We will analyse these more in depth for an actual video. But thank you to Randy and Riftbound for putting that together. Banned cards. That was something that came up this week. I did a full video in depth explaining that. I think the meta and tier lists have changed based off of this. The long story cut short is effectively that I agree with a lot of these bans. I think Draven Vanquisher was a bit too far. But from what I'm seeing people saying, and I thought this would be the case anyway, Draven's still good. Draven's not a bad deck out of nowhere. He's still got that insane legend. He's still got a really good card, or set of cards. Dreaming Tree hurts Aurelia. Cold Shot hurts a lot of decks. Fight or Flight just massively hurts purple in general. There wasn't any purple decks that weren't using that card. And then Reavers affects Kai'Sa and Draven. Obelisk affects a lot of decks in general. But yeah, it was interesting to see this from Riot. Knowing that there's banned cards, it shows that they're going to try to be proactive and try keep on top of a meta that potentially could get abusive, which is good to see. But then at the same time, it will make people a bit worried about, is their favourite deck just going to get screwed out of nowhere? I thought these bans have done a pretty good job for the most part. And like I say, it's good to see Riot being proactive. They clearly care about the game and they communicate a lot, which I really value. And then last but not least, Runes and Rift, very good platform that do their own like Riftbound tournaments. Really appreciate them. I've not taken part in any of theirs, but something I might look to in the future. They did their first proper Unleashed tournament. I'm pretty sure this was their first one. And they've released the 8 deck list, so we're going to have a quick look. In the top 8, there was, I think that Yi's the XP one. All but one were set free champs. However, I think a lot of people will have been just trying to set free stuff. So we'll start with the deck that came 8th and move its way up. Lilia, very aggro heavy. None of the other Lilias interesting. Sprite Calls, Sprite Burst, Sprite Fountains. Interesting to see none of the Sprite Queen, which I thought looks a pretty good card, to be honest. Yeah, very interesting though. Lots of good options here. Lily is definitely going to be a very like aggro heavy deck. Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is a very versatile champ. So Casanova won a skirmish with him today. And I think this build does look good. Get a lot of cheap units out, get the Battering Ram out, get the Nox and Hopeful out. You just overwhelm them. It's a very unit-heavy deck, and Rek'Sai has the ability to play quite aggressively. So it's very interesting to see. I feel like if this deck gets ahead against you, you probably lose. Vex. There's 3 Vex in the top 8 of this tournament. Again, quite a few ways that you can play Vex in general from what I'm seeing. You can go kind of a hybrid of holding / wanting to take the other battlefield a bit, be a threat, or just go all out hold. I've looked at the 3 decks from this tournament, and there's a fair bit of variation in all of them. Poppy, interesting to see Poppy. Definitely another hold deck. Dazzling Aurora Poppy, actually interesting. So, what have we got? Okay. Dazzling Aurora Pop is interesting. If you get the Rift Herald with dying and then getting one of the Harness Dragon or Eld Dragon, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, and it's quite an interesting idea for a deck that. If you can't get rid of the Dazzling Aurora quick and they get going and they draw the Dazzling Aurora, that deck looks pretty interesting. I'm going to try that out potentially. Looks pretty cool. And then we'll look at the top 4. Yep, it was the XP Yi. This chosen champ Yi is very good. One off Elder Dragon's interesting. Svelsonga, interesting. I'd not watched these games. I'm interested to see how it worked for them. I just think it was Svelsonga. It's a bit slow at times. This Reckoner's Arena one, by the way, is absolutely nutty with XPE. Pretty cool deck though. Not a lot of XP units in there, I'm noticing, but I might need to go back and watch this. The Anivia coming in ready with 11 XP is very interesting. That's a cool little bit of spice. I like this deck a lot though. I'm definitely going to try some of these out. Another Vex. Don't know if I agree with On Guard, considering Vex probably isn't going to be aligned that often. The free Fizz is interesting, especially considering there's not that many massive spells in this, but interesting deck. Vex, clearly quite a versatile one with a lot of ways of playing her. Another Vex, bit more unit heavy, I think, looking at this, just at an initial glance. Last Rites is interesting. I definitely think Vilemore will make its way into a lot of green decks this set. And then first place, LeBlanc. LeBlanc's very interesting. No Atacans or Rift Heralds here. I think LeBlanc, you can go very aggro on her. You can go more long game. You can go more just focusing on abusing the draw. I think there's quite a lot of ways you can play this champ. And I do think LeBlanc has a lot of potential as this set keeps going to be absolutely outrageous. And I think LeBlanc has potential to be broken and could end up getting banned. It's early to say, but I just think some of the things she's going to be able to do once people can figure her out and manage to learn how to play, because she's not easy to play, I think, could be pretty crazy. So there you go. We also had the erratas this week as well. The most noticeable one, what's Lucian's signature? Relentless Pursuit, I think it's called. That Relentless Pursuit now doesn't need a gear, makes it quite a lot better. Means you can also be a little bit more unit focused on Lucian. But yeah, I really think that the erratas that they do generally make sense. There wasn't too many big changes other than that Relentless Pursuit though, which definitely buffed Lucian. If you watched my video yesterday, you'll see me talk about all that. As always, I appreciate your tuning in. Hopefully this video has helped you out, helped you learn a bit more about what's going on in Riftbound in the last week. Please consider subscribing. It helps me, and I appreciate the support a lot. See you guys next one. Peace.